Welcome to another Greensboro.com high school football video. I'm Joe Serrera, and I am joined today by Dudley Panthers head coach Stephen Davis, and we're going to be talking a little bit about his Panthers and their big matchup this week with Tabor, a key Piedmont Triad 3A conference game. Coach Davis, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're 3-0 heading into this week's game against Mount Tabor. In those three games, what have you learned about your team?
We've given a lot of effort, and that's part of the big picture. Coming into a season like no other, having played since I think 19, just wondering how the guys are going to perform week in and week out. And so far, our guys have stepped up and gave great effort. And again, that's part of the winning process is the effort part.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the areas that you feel like after watching the film of those three games and practices that you guys need to address heading into this game and going forward?
Definitely the penalties. We've had several penalties. We got a couple of young guys who are making some mistakes now, but each day in practice, we see, we kind of focus in on those mistakes, and hopefully those guys could transfer that from the practice field to the game field and kind of eliminate some of those penalties we're getting.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of the players for the Panthers that folks should keep an eye on in this matchup Friday night?
Definitely, I'm just going to say the D-line, the D-line and the O-line. And I've been preaching that all week. Those guys are going to have to play and play hard. And I think the team that come out and be the most physical team will probably win the game. And, of course, along with our O-line and D-line, got Milan Summers, who's going to be a big part of what we're trying to do. And, and it's going to take a team effort, really. But I think the D-line and the O-line is probably going to be the biggest focus this week.
One of the things that has been a hallmark of your teams is being able to run the ball. And obviously Milan Summers and Michael Shaw are a big part of that. You've also been able to throw the ball a little bit this year with Jameer Slade throwing to Makai Wall, throwing to John Carlos Miller, who's kind of emerged as one of the better tight ends in the state, I don't think without any question. How balanced do you need to be effective with this Dudley team?
I think we need to be very balanced. We don't want anybody just kind of, horning in on Milan Summers, stacking the box. And with the addition of John Carlos Miller emerging as the tight end he has so far, that kind of, is probably going to scare a couple of teams. And, of course, we got Makai Wall on the outside. So, we got like really a four-headed monster along with Jameer Slade, Milan Summers, John Carlos, and Makai. So I think we're, very balanced right now, and we're going to need that throughout the season.
This Mount Tabor game and their program has kind of been a little bit of a measuring stick, kind of a season-defining matchup for your squad the last 3 years. Your season ended last year in the playoffs with them. What makes Mount Tabor such a tough matchup, not just for the Panthers, but in general, since Coach Tyshawn Brown took over there?
I think the coach, he's done a great job, and, he was on the staff with Coach Lamar when he was there, and Coach Brown just done a great job of maintaining the program level that it is. And they got athletes, they're well balanced, they can run it, they can pass it. And, of course, defensively, they kind of remind me of us. They get after that ball, and you add all those ingredients together. It comes out to success.
Mm-hmm. What does your team need to do specifically against this Mount Tabor team Friday night to come out of there with a victory and basically to kind of grab control of the conference race?
I think it's two things. Again, eliminate the penalties and be more physical. I think those things can kind of, and of course, turnover is always big, but if we can eliminate the penalties and be more physical, I think, we have a chance to win that game.
Mm-hmm. Special teams can kind of be a hidden yardage thing in a lot of games. You obviously have one of the best kick return guys in the state, maybe in the country in his class in Makai Wall. He's just so dangerous on kick returns. Maybe a little reckless sometimes, maybe makes you hold your breath as his coach a little bit sometimes, but he's so dangerous. Kicking game from your standpoint, I know Boateng Woodson was out earlier in the year. What is his status, and how much of a factor do you think special teams will play in this one?
Oh, very big. special teams can be very big. And again, like you say, we do have Makai Wall, and a lot of times he can be reckless, but I got to take the good with the bad with that young man, because I think his good outweighs his bad a whole lot. So and hopefully it'll be good on Friday night. But as far as Boateng, we're not sure. We was hoping he'd get back this week. We just been kind of making do with what we got. John Carlos has stepped up and been able to kick it off, and the punt game is fine. But where it hurt us at is the extra points, the PAT. We haven't been able to do that this year. So we'll see. We'll know more today whether he's coming back or not. And if not, we just go for two.
What's the atmosphere going to be like Friday night at Tarpley Stadium? Getting some fans back. This is become a rivalry game and a really great matchup. What do you think it's going to be like for your team?
Well, I'm not exactly sure as Joe with us not being able to have everyone in the stands. I think we can have like 30% of our capacity, but I think the people who will show up, it'll be nice. It'll be nice from both sides. Mount Tabor, they travel well, so I think it's going to be a nice atmosphere.
Looking forward to watching it. Best of luck to your team on Friday night. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.